Thanks so much, Pat. Absolutely adorable. This morning in higher learning all over the country, college freshmen are heading off to their new lives on campus with one big question in mind. What's my roommate going to be like? More and more schools are taking the guesswork out of the process and letting students find their perfect match through websites. Here to talk about it, the new trend, is Peter Kerwin from the Rhode Island Higher Education Assistance Authority. Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Ben.
That's a scary time, and the little kids are their first day of school, but I remember your first day with a new roommate. I didn't even sleep. You don't know if this guy's going to kill you or what.
Well, you know,
there's easier ways to find a good one now, though, right?
Exactly. I mean, now a lot more schools can put it in the hands of students as opposed to letting some housing official put Oscar Madison together with Felix Unger.
Which makes perfect sense. Let the kids choose.
Right, exactly. And I mean, there are a number of websites now that they're utilizing. There's sites like uroomsurf.com, which actually allows you to go on. It's and fill out a compatibility quiz, and then they'll match you up with somebody. There are other sites like Roombug and Lifetopia, where you can go and just generally interact with people. There's also Facebook pages now that they're allowing students from the freshman class to kind of go there, interact, and they can make a roommate. If they find somebody who's a good roommate, they can make that recommendation to the school.
This makes so much sense, because, I mean, if you just go on a stranger's Facebook page, you can at least see what kind of music they're into. Maybe they're a sports fan like you, so that we won't be fighting over the television. Why did it take so long for schools to kind of come up with this idea?
Well, look, I mean, I think the technology's kind of arriving there. I mean, obviously, you see things like Match.com and eHarmony, and you think, well, gosh, why can't we apply that technology to, roommates?
Even more important, this is someone you're going to be living with.
Exactly. And I mean, you've got to play a site like uroomsurf.com. Which started last February, has about 80,000 students signed up, 700 different schools. You go in, you get a list of the freshman class by gender, and it shows you your compatibility scores with that person. So, it really takes the difficulty out of it for the schools, because now, instead of having imposed a choice, and having the parents or the kids come back and say, oh, I got to look at my roommate online and found something I didn't like, or you walk in that day and you find out that your little preppy is going to be living with some goth, you don't have to deal with those complaints, because it's now the student owns the decision, right? If they make the decision, if they're involved in it, it's their decision. They're more likely to stick it out instead of saying right off the bat, no, we got to change, and that creates a lot of problems.
Well, let's be honest, that's kind of, college is your first kind of introduction into adulthood, so you're making your own decision.
Bingo.
Now, are a lot of schools making this move? Is it, what percentage would you say?
Yeah, I would say about maybe half the schools are starting to move in this direction. There's still schools that, look at it that they like the old-fashioned way of just throwing a couple of people together and hash it out. Because you know what? You're in college now. You're going to have to learn to deal with people who aren't right in your wheelhouse, who you can't, find a perfect compatibility match with. So get started. That's part of the learning process. That's how they look at it. And I think, there's some value to that. I mean, it's easy to go to websites now where we find people who think like us and believe the things we believe. It's kind of important in the learning process to find people who are different.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Peter. I think me and you would be dynamite roommates.
There you go.
That's a reality show just waiting to happen. For more information on helpful websites to find your roommate, I already got mine right here. Call the top bunk. Just head over to foxprovidence.com.